strong right now, and they're going to stay strong unless people start to lose their homes. Right now, the banks are working with the federal government. They're trying to do forbearances, which we're going to talk about too, because that's a big thing that's going on right now.
Yes.
But they're trying to do forbearances. They're trying to help save people, help keep people in their homes so that they don't have to walk away, they don't lose their properties. And if we can keep that under control, our property values are going to continue to stay strong. So right now, while your property value is up and we can get your appraisal in, we might be able to get rid of that mortgage insurance. So that would be, you know, is your rate above 4%? You need to call. Do you pay mortgage insurance? You need to call. And, you know, if you have a lot of credit card debt, that's the other one. I've been running my blended rate calculator over and over again this week because I have a lot of people that have really tallied up the credit card debt, and they got to get rid of it. And that credit card debt is killing them. And so if you have equity in your home, so think about it this way, we cannot cash you out past 80%. So if your house is worth $100,000, that is what it is valued at. Your highest loan cannot be over $80,000 on a cash out. So if you owe 70, we can get you 10. That's the easiest way to understand the numbers, the actual financing numbers. So if you have a good amount of equity and you have a good amount of debt, there is a very good chance that right now, with rates as low as they are, it would be a good time to get that set up.
There's something else I want to jump in with, that is tax time. There are a lot of people coming out owing a lot of money again this year.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't want to get on that payment plan with the interest and everything else. So it's also something else to consider if you're doing a consolidation, to throw that in there and have it at a very low rate with your mortgage payment and pay off that IRS debt.
Right. Absolutely.
Don't have it on there. Don't have it slip up and not make a payment, and then it just all gets very ugly down the road.
Right. But no, these are all really good things to think about. So those would be some of the reasons why I would tell you to call us and reach out, and let's talk about your current loan that you have. Now, there's been a lot of guideline changes, right? One of which is about forbearances. And that is something that we've talked about week over week. Make sure that if you can make that payment, you keep making that payment. It is the most important thing that you could possibly do. Why did we keep saying that? Well, we expected that there was going to be some sort of guideline changes that were going to come around the people that were putting their homes in forbearance. And we now have guidelines around that. So the guideline right now is if you are in forbearance, you have to make 12 mortgage payments after forbearance has stopped before we can actually get the refinance done. So, you know, that is really, really important for people to understand. If you do not have to put the house in forbearance, do not do it, because you might be stopping yourself from taking advantage of a really good situation if it wasn't something that you couldn't have maintained. So keep that in mind.
She's the mortgage mom.
This is Debbie Marcoux, the mortgage mom. Hey, did you refinance maybe 6 months ago, 8, a year? And we all thought interest rates were so great. They were lower than they had been in quite some time. Well, guess what? They're even lower today. Give me a call. It's 844-935-3634. Let's talk one-on-one, and let's see if a new refinance is something that you should consider. Maybe it's not. I'm a straight shooter, and I'm going to let you know. It's 844-935-3634. Give me a call, and let's see what we can do.
She's the mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.
Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, California NMLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Texas and Tennessee 184373, Arizona 0941504, and Nevada 57237.
Do you own your home? Have you considered what could happen to your home if something happened to you and your family had to go through the dreaded probate process? Hello, I am the estate planning mom, and my name is Krista Hermance. I am an estate planning attorney at Hermance Law. If you own your home and something happened to you, depending on how title is held, your family may have to go through probate court. Probate in California can take an average of 12 months to 2 years to complete. It is very expensive and public. A will, while it states how you want your stuff distributed, doesn't actually avoid probate. It just guarantees it. If you want to avoid probate, a trust might be your best option, and we can help you figure that out. We have offices in Ventura, Westlake Village, Santa Clarita, and work with clients virtually throughout California. For information, text WILL to 474747. Again, text WILL to 474747.
This attorney advertising is intended for general information only, not intended to be legal advice, nor does it create an attorney-client relationship. Attorneys at Hermance Law are licensed to practice law in California only. You should seek advice from a legal professional licensed in your state. Hermance Law is located in Ventura, California, and can be reached at 805-518-9633.
She's a mortgage mom.
We were talking about forbearance.
Yes.
Okay, we got sidetracked by computer.
Yes.
Okay, but we were talking about guideline changes. So lots of things changing, right? So we've talked about how bank statement loans for the most part are gone. The investment property loans for the most part are gone. One thing I do want to mention is that we do have an outlet still for bank statement products. I actually just found that today, which is giant. We can broker those loans out to Sprout Mortgage. So through Sprout, they do still have a bank statement program available, probably the last standing mortgage company offering those. So if you are self-employed and you are needing a bank statement program, again, another great reason to call us, reach out, get on the calendar, talk with me one-on-one, talk with Heidi one-on-one. Heidi's actually kind of the expert on those bank statement loans. She really is the best at them.
I do love those bank statement loans.
You do. I know how much you hate them and you love them.
I do. You know what? They're a lot of fun, right? They're challenging, but they're great loans for people that need them. So yes, I've done enough that I do know how to do them, and I'm happy to work with anyone that wants to do it.
Yeah. So I was very excited that I found that outlet today. I think that that's great. So I'm going to actually check into that some more tomorrow. Get more of a grip, a handle on where those interest rates would be for those loan types, those loan products. And then that way, anybody at all that is interested that might need that loan can give us a call and reach out. So please feel free to call us and get on the calendar. A couple more things that did change. We've been talking about credit scores changing. We started at the beginning of this pandemic with they increased the, FICO scores to 720. We could barely get anything done. You couldn't get a loan closed if your FICO score was less than 640. Okay, so now we've got some great changes going on. So VA loans for a purchase or a rate and term refinance, we are back down to 580, which is awesome. That just came out. So purchase refinance for a veteran, 580. Not cash out. Cash out is still 680. So those investors, the liquidity, the money that they want to buy, the notes that they want to buy, they do not want to put it into somebody that's got risky credit. You've got to have that 680 credit score, even if you are a veteran trying to pull cash out. But you can. We've got the 580 back for purchase. We've got the 580 back for a rate and term refinance. 640 or 620, we could do a rate and term refinance on FHA and conventional. So that was cool. I believe that we were at 640 a week or two ago for the rate and term on conventional. So we are back to 620 rate and term conventional. Cash out is still 680 on conventional. Jumbo, there is still no cash out at all. Jumbo, you do have to have over I believe a 700 credit score, and it might actually be 720. So again, so many guideline changes that it's something, if you call me and you want to talk about it, it takes me 3 minutes to look up the guideline while we're on the phone, and I can verify that one for you. But we do have jumbo purchase, jumbo rate term refi, just not cash out. So, we're getting there. We're getting some product back, but we're losing product. So this week, many banks that we were using to go through for equity lines of credit, gone. Just absolutely stopped taking applications. If you have an equity line of credit application that is in process right now, it is already in process. They are not stopping those. They are continuing to move forward with them. They're continuing to underwrite them, so do not worry. But if you have not applied for an equity line and you are hoping to do that, equity lines of credit are pretty much gone. There's very few people doing them. I did find one outlet today that does do the equity lines, that you can still apply and still get approved for them. They do have much more reduced loan to values that they'll allow. But Comerica Bank, if you guys have been looking for an equity line of credit and you've got a lot, I mean, a ton of equity in your property. So if you took a line of credit and you still are going to be at that 60, 70% mark in your total combined loan to value, check out Comerica. They can definitely help you. So again, the show is just about trying to bring all of the changes and the options and what you can and can't do to you, and make sure that you know, are fully engaged. And I'm having a hard time keeping up with it. So I'm sure, you know, for the consumer, they're like, well, what?
I mean, I took one day off and everything changed. So, you know, I mean, it goes to show what happens.
Right, absolutely. So a couple more changes. Obviously, we announced it a couple weeks back, but Movement Mortgage now, we are holding and servicing our loans, which is awesome. So that is a huge thing for everybody to keep in mind. We are going to underwrite, we are going to fund, and we are going to service your loans. So that is a giant, giant step in the right direction. No more getting your loan sold 150 times. Now, mind you, people ask me that all the time. So you said we're not going to get our loan sold. So I'm going to explain this. Your loan can be sold no matter who you go to. Whether you go to one of the big banks, and you can name any of them right now. Whether you go to a direct servicer like us. Banks will eventually sell your loan, even if you are the Stagecoach Bank, or even if you are, you know, the American Flag Bank. It doesn't matter. If at some point in time, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years down the road, your loan may end up as a product type of a bulk of loans that they are looking at that jointly together would all be a great sale in one bulk sale. You very well could be sold. But the goal is that we don't sell, we service. So our goal would be to hold on to your loan, obviously, but that can always happen. So I will never say that it won't. Is that clear enough?
Very true.
Clear enough? Makes sense?
Yes, very clear.
All right. So that was a big deal. That's a big one for us. Definitely very excited about that. Rates, locking loans. So many banks right now today are still floating your loan, not willing to lock it in. Making you wait until the very end of the process before they will lock you in. They're quoting you a rate that is much lower than what you can actually get. And that's because they don't have to promise you anything, since they're going to send you out a loan estimate that says floating, not locked. So please, as you guys are out there looking around and searching for the right rate, make sure that you are reviewing your loan estimate, and if it says floating, that you are confirming that they are going to be locking in your interest rate, when they are locking it in, and can they guarantee you the interest rate that you're getting. We now, we were waiting until the loan was loan application complete, all documentation received, loan documents signed, disclosures signed, disclosures. So we're talking 2-3 days into the process. Then we had the opportunity to lock in the interest rate. So we were way far ahead of the game as far as where most mortgage banks are right now today. We just actually got some new information today that we can now lock an interest rate at the time of application. So that means that you do your application and you submit your documents to me, and I can review your loan and lock in your rate. Send you your loan disclosures that say locked on your loan estimate, and keep moving forward with the process. So that was a huge win for us again. Working for Movement Mortgage, I want to just explain this one more time. We are Mortgage Mom Radio. This is our radio show. This is our mortgage, our education, our advice program. We work for Movement Mortgage. We are loan officers for Movement Mortgage, and that is where we do our loans. That is where we put your file through the process. So working for Movement Mortgage has been an absolute blessing. It's been a godsend. They have just really stepped up their game throughout this entire situation, and we are leaps